This is what you can look forward to on this forceful episode 509 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
So pizza is now canon.
Pizza is canon.
So are you saying it all is based on merchandising?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that makes sense. So hardly ever does the name come up first.
Okay.
Except for Wookiee Cookie. Come on.
Oh yeah, you gotta have Wookiee cookies.
That didn't stop you from touching that tauntaun.
I know.
I could do this all day, yes.
Are you ready?
Off to Neverland.
Here we go.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
When I first made Star Wars, everybody in Hollywood said, well, this is a movie Disney should have made.
You're more than just fans. You're family.
Best day ever!
Secrets loud. It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Hey.
When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
When we visit the world of Disney, we never grow old. It's a Peter Pan, Never Land that keeps us young in heart.
This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you are skywalking through Neverland. I have a good feeling about this.
Hey, Skywalkers! The season of the Force at Disneyland is upon us once again. And what will this new season bring? New popcorn buckets? New food? New merchandise? A Jedi Master and his counterpart? Well, sit tight because we're going to get to all of that in just a few minutes. But before we do, we want to welcome you back to
Skywalking Through Neverland.
I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my Togrutan wife, Sarah.
Yes, I am representing Ahsoka today in my Star Wars Ahsoka hoodie and the ears. And Richard, you're representing Anakin Skywalker.
I'm representing Anakin and Darth Vader.
That's true.
I'm wearing the Anakin tunic, but I have Darth Vader on my head.
It's really funny. Hold on. Is it this way? Yeah. Okay, yeah. There we go.
This is one of those new Disneyland headbands. You get a headband, then you can put all these heads on the headband.
All these character heads, and you just have Darth Vader.
Yes,
we
do have a Stormtrooper and a Yoda and a couple of Ewoks, but I figured just Darth Vader is all I need right now.
It's pretty funny. You're Anakin with a touch of Vader.
Yes, the dark side is seeping in.
Well, we are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, and pop culture fandom. So it's time for your weekly Wookiee hug and your little sprinkle of pixie dust for our family of Skywalkers. We are live on the Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and then click the bell for notifications because we go live randomly sometimes to record these wraparounds. And Richard, where are we in subscribers?
Well, last week we were at 9,296. I am pleased to report that we are now at 9,322 subscribers. We went up a staggering 26. We're happy when we get 6 or 7 new subscribers.
Yeah.
We got 26 thanks to WonderCon.
Yes, yeah. We definitely had several new subscribers at WonderCon, and we shared several reels from Season of the Force and WonderCon, so I think that really helped. And we're inching closer to our new San Diego Comic-Con goal of 9,500 by the end of July.
I think we'll do it. And if anyone who was at WonderCon is listening or watching right now and you subscribed, and we want to thank you so very, 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 very much.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. But you know what? Now that the dust has settled on WonderCon, we can announce our next convention, which is Comic-Con Revolution. And that is in Ontario, California. And we'll be doing two panels, okay? Now, we're going to be doing this on Sunday, May the 18th.
Yes.
And not just the Star Wars trivia, but the pop culture trivia. We have 2 trivia shows at Comic-Con Revolution. And what times are those?
So at noon will be the Pop Culture Trivia Challenge. And then at 3:30 p.m. will be the Star Wars Trivia Party.
That's the new name for our trivia shows.
Uh-huh.
The parties.
Yeah.
So we'll be putting up plenty of promotional ads and announcements. So look for those, and we hope you will be there.
Now, in this episode, we break down Season of the Force at Disneyland. We were invited for Media Day, so we have to thank Disney. So we actually got to talk with Imagineers, a specialty chef. We got to see new merchandise that's coming. They're not even available yet. And we spoke with all the authors of the High Republic and so much more. And they had set up this really cool little location right behind the Millennium Falcon, kind of in the area where Smuggler's Run has an overflow line, and there's usually these big doors. You can't go past that. Well, we went past that.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw it's called The Yard.
Did a lot of recording, and that's coming up once again in just a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond-level Disney vacation planner travel agency that can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world, a Disney cruise, or the Universal theme parks. When I say or, I mean and. Or
Yes.
you can do both.
You could.
Yeah, the new Epic Universe is coming in just a matter of weeks now, coming May 22nd. Oh, so happy. And then this October we'll be there for the Dark Universe.
Uh-huh.
The Epic Universe is great, but we're going to head right for a Dark Universe within Epic Universe.
We can walk to it from our hotel.
Mm-hmm. So
Very
excited.
exciting.
And best of all, this service is free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no-obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
That's right. We are recording this episode from Long Beach, California on April 1st, 2025. Richard, what happened today in Star Wars history?
Well, we have got to wish a big happy birthday to Matt Lanter, who was born on this day, April the 1st, 1983, which makes him 42 years old.
Yeah.
A happy 42nd birthday to Matt Lanter. And we all know Matt Lanter from the Clone Wars. He voiced Anakin Skywalker in that series and Tales of the Jedi. He also cameoed as Republic Officer Lant Davin in the Mandalorian episode Chapter 6, The Prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
A role we had thought and hoped would be a recurring character.
Oh.
That didn't happen.
He's also in Timeless as Wyatt.
Very much so. Now, when you hear Anakin's voice in your head, do you hear Matt Lanter or do you hear Hayden Christensen?
I would say Matt Lanter, because we have far more hours of footage of Anakin Skywalker with Matt Lanter's voice.
Now, someone on YouTube put together this fun video where they digitized Matt Lanter's voice and synced it up to Hayden Christensen.
In like Revenge of the
Revenge
Sith?
of the Sith. Yeah, this is a scene
Holy
between
cow.
he and Padme. Check this out.
Obi-Wan told me terrible things.
What things?
He said you've turned to the dark side, that you killed younglings.
Obi-Wan is trying to turn you against me.
He cares about us.
Us?
He knows. He wants to help you. Anakin, all I want is your love.
Love won't save you, Padme. Only my new powers can do that.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird. It is weird. But I feel like it would be better if we just showed the scene to Matt Lanter and say, hey, dub your voice, so he could actually add acting to it. I mean, 'cause it's quite the scene.
Right. Matt Lanter's voice is Anakin.
Right.
And yeah, when I read a book and it's Anakin, I do hear Matt Lanter's voice. But seeing this over Hayden Christensen's performance, it just seems very disjointed.
Well, yeah. Then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so hold on. Token fanboy weighing in. He hears Matt Lanter.
Okay.
And Jeff is asking if we're doing Fan Fest at Universal Studios Hollywood. And yes, we are. We're going on Mother's Day. When are you going, Jeff? Hope you are. Jeff thinks that Matt Lanter's voice over Hayden is freaky deaky.
It is freaky deaky.
Yeah.
But now that Hayden Christensen is doing more Anakin stuff, I'm starting to hear Hayden again.
Yeah.
So it all really depends on what you've watched last.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But in honor of Matt Lanter's 42nd birthday, we'll say that we hear Matt Lanter's voice.
Nice.
Now, I know you've told the story before, but we met Matt Lanter at the Ashley Eckstein Matt Lanter breakfast at Celebration 2022. And
hi, what's up?
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I'm very excited to meet you too. I've met Ashley a lot, and you're amazing. But I just wanted to ask you, actually. So I wanted to ask that. Okay, so Ashley, you designed lots of ears for the Disney parks, and they're amazing. But Matt, if you could design ears for the Disney parks, what would you design?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think I would do something like a combo light side, dark side, something. Maybe I don't know. Maybe like blue saber, red saber ears, something like that. I'm thinking along those lines.
Okay, so lightsabers, definitely.
Yeah, just something light side, dark side, somewhere.
Would they light up?
Yeah, they'd light up.
Would they make music? I love it. Cool.
Yeah, good question.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
And I was Twitter pated. But it's okay, Richard. You know I love you.
You know what? I knew what was coming. You know what? I stood back and I didn't get in the way.
I totally fangirled. And that's why I love you.
With that, let's now get into Season of the Force 2025. And we'll hear once again how Sarah is Twitter-pated by Anakin Skywalker. I can't escape this guy.
What is it with this bad boy Anakin? I don't know.
Is that what you want from me?
No, it's not.
Is that what you want from me? Is that what it... I can do that.
Season of the Force is back for the 5th time at Disneyland. However, this time it exceeds past Tomorrowland and all the way to Galaxy's Edge, where fans can see the highlight this year, Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker Saga. This is a projection show that's held on the spires of Batuu. Now, we were invited by Disney for a media day on opening day of Season of the Force that included speaking with Imagineers and several others who brought this year's festival to life. So throughout this conversation, we will be sprinkling in those interviews.
Before we get there, let's give our initial thoughts on Season of the Force 2025.
Okay, absolutely. All right, so I feel like a great way to start Season of the Force is at Oga's Cantina with friends. And BJ was like trolling the app, trying to get an Oga's Cantina reservation. He ended up getting one for 10:40 in the morning, which is kind of like right when we got into the parks. So we went from going into the parks to Oga's Cantina and trying some new beverages. And wow, and Richard just got a Tauntaun extra fuzzy.
I got a fuzzy Tauntaun, my favorite drink, and I jokingly said to the waitress, "Can you add extra ton onto that fuzzy Tauntaun?" So she gave me like a glass full of like this foam.
The foam that makes your mouth numb.
If you've ever had Pop Rocks, that fizzy feeling you get in your mouth, that's what a fuzzy Tauntaun. That's the ingredient of the fuzzy Tauntaun.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Boy, I was drunk for a long time.
Yeah, I had the White Wampa Ale, which is a bigger drink. The beer is a bigger drink than the rest of the other little drinks. So I really enjoyed having that in the morning.
Just thinking about this, I'm getting a little lightheaded.
I know. All right.
So initial thoughts. All right, now, if you didn't tell me Disneyland was holding Season of the Force, I would never know there was Season of the Force going on. In years past, there's been big banners, big signs, things right in your face, Season of the Force. And there was none of that. In Tomorrowland, you would hear the John Williams soundtrack blasting through the area.
Yeah, I do miss that.
Yes.
That was only in the teens, the 20-teens, where they had that Star Wars music blasting through Tomorrowland.
And so I missed all the signage. I went there looking for that big banner that went over the Tomorrowland entrance. And we were told that they're doing a slow rollout this year.
Yes.
I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't know why
It's media day.
Yeah.
So you'd think they would want all this signage out there.
I may have a little bit of an answer for you.
Okay.
This is mere speculation on my part, but I do feel that Disneyland this year, their focus is the 70th anniversary of Disneyland. And that is beginning, the festivities for that begin May 16th. So if you look at the calendar from last year, Season of the Force is like a full month earlier than it began last year. And so what I feel like is because of Disneyland's 70th celebration, Season of the Force got a little shortchanged. And I feel like they moved up that 70th celebration date and said, we better move up Season of the Force now. And so all that merchandise that was supposed to be ready for opening day of Season of the Force was not ready.
You know what? They're doing new Star Wars stuff. I'm there for it. I'm very, very happy they're doing it. It was just I like definitive answers.
Yes.
But like last year's Season of the Force, which gave us the new fireworks show, Fire of the Rising Moons. This year, the new projection show was added, Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker saga. And right there alone, okay, you've hit your mark. You don't need to do anything else. Just have this show. This whole thing should have been called, instead of Season of the Force, Shadows of Memory. That would make more sense than calling it Season of the Force, because it doesn't tie into the past Season of the Force.
Well, I mean, it kind of does, because it did reintroduce some of the food items that are limited time items that are only for Season of the Force. So it gives it a start and an end date for some of these limited time.
All right, I see that. I see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, that being said, that projection show, Shadows of Memory, will continue beyond Season of the Force. So you'll always have a nighttime show in Galaxy's Edge, whether there are fireworks or not, which I really appreciate. And I love that they are adding yet another thing in Galaxy's Edge that showcases John Williams' music.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much.
And Jeff said Hyperspace Mountain is back too. Right. We wrote it.
Yeah, we
had
did.
An awesome time.
We did.
So yes, you are correct, Jeff.
And there's the new popcorn buckets. They have a lot of popcorn buckets coming out.
Yeah. Again, a slow rollout.
Rollout. Okay.
Yeah, they have the coaxium sipper. Mm-hmm. So that's a really cool item.
That's already out. The Tauntaun will come out next
8th.
week, April 8th, followed by the Jawa popcorn bucket on May the 4th. Mm-hmm. So those were my initial thoughts, and I know you were giving your initial thoughts as I was giving my thoughts. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have any more to add, then we can go on to our interviews.
Yeah, I think I have more to add once we get into the nitty-gritty details of it. So I'm more about the details. So let's head over to our media experience, because a big highlight of this day was the fact that we got to talk with the creatives behind the scenes. And we love behind the scenes interviews, whether they're for parks or for movies. So now some of these selected interviews can also be seen on our Instagram account and Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube channel as standalone things, but we're going to compile them right here and talk about them. So let's kick it off with Matt Martin from the Lucasfilm Story Group and Michael Serna, Executive Creative Director with Disney Live Entertainment. And right away, we beeline to them when we got into the media area, because we knew everyone would be wanting to talk to them. They talked to us about the music of Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker saga, and the best place to watch the show.
We're super excited for Season of the Force to return. I mean, as a Star Wars fan myself, it's all the kind of cool Star Wars stuff we want and we desire. We've got Hyperspace Mountain is back. Of course, we have new merchandise. We have cool popcorn buckets. But because I'm part of live entertainment, I'm a little biased. So my favorite part of this is the new nighttime experience we're going to premiere tonight, which is Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker saga. This is something we've never seen in our parks before. This is going to, I hope, blow everybody's minds away and really surprise you with some of the things we've done here, the technology we've created, and what you're going to see, and really inventing this new way of looking at the Skywalker saga, the story that we all know so well, told in a different way.
Ooh, okay. So Matt, have you had involvement in this Shadows of Memory?
Yeah, we've, saga? I worked alongside Michael and his team to come up with kind of how we're going to retell the Skywalker saga in a new way, in this really brand new format that we've never seen it. So it's kind of a familiar story, but through a completely unique lens. And it's been really satisfying to kind of watch it evolve, and I'm so excited to see people actually see it for real tonight.
Well, I love the music, so can we talk about the music?
Sure.
Were you able to splice together John Williams soundtracks, or did you talk with a composer who helped you create something new?
So we have an arranger who works with us, who works with John Williams very closely, who helped us create all the music and put it together and arrange it. So it has a lot of the themes you love, a lot of things that we've all loved for years, a lot of emotional beats, and then some of the little surprises, I think, for fans who really know the music well from different sources. I think some people will find there's that piece of music that I didn't expect to hear, and that's what makes me excited about it, is I think the deep fans who love this music will always hear something different.
Okay.
So other than the music, are there any other Easter eggs that we should look out for?
Of course there are Easter eggs. And it would be a shame to give them away.
I don't think we can give it away now.
We want you to watch it again and again and again and find them all. I look forward to the websites that show every little Easter egg we have there. It goes across the entire Skywalker saga, and I think they'll be surprised at some of the things we've hidden in there for you.
And keep an eye on the different spires, so you may see some in the background that you don't think are going to have anything, but, look for them.
Well, that's a good thing to know. Where is a good spot to watch this show, like the best?
Really, right in front of the Millennium Falcon is great.
Okay.
Right, that whole area is fantastic. It is very visible from the large range of places, and I think you want to see as many of the spires as possible because it does span the entire Black Spire.
Okay, if there's like one thing either of you, and this is a question for both of you, if there's one thing you want a viewer to take away from this show, what would it be? Like a feeling or a sense of something? Just let us know.
Do you want to go first?
I mean, I feel like it gives that Skywalker sense of hope, that kind of Star Wars hope. So I really I hope that people have that kind of uplifting feel and walk away with it, emotionally satisfied and happy.
And I hope that people sort of rekindle what they love about the Star Wars stories and the Skywalker saga, and you kind of are reminded of some of those nostalgia moments that affected you. Whatever story, part of the story you came into, I think you're going to find something that kind of touches your spirit a little bit, touches your soul a little bit, and maybe give you a little tear, maybe.
All right. Well, thank you.
Cool.
And ignite the spark.
Light the fire.
All right, so now let's talk about Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker saga, this projection show, which was just phenomenal. It was breathtaking.
Yeah, so, okay, I was under the impression that, like Mickey's Mix Magic, which happens sometimes during fireworks and sometimes not, I thought this would be a projection show on the Batuu spires as the fireworks were going off behind it, and then just a projection show on the days that there were no fireworks. But this is actually its own standalone 12-minute show that can play anytime after dark. It shouldn't play during the fireworks because it has different music and different narration. And some nights they even have two showings. I was looking at the entertainment schedule. I was like, oh, look, last night they had an 8:30 p.m. showing and a 9:30 p.m. one.
Well, that's good because like Matt Martin said, there's stuff going around on all the spires. So if you're just looking at that main spire, you're going to miss everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That one part where it looks like the spire is collapsing in on itself because of that projection. I thought, what just happened? Did they just destroy the spire for the sake of this show? But these 4K or 400K, whatever it is just so sharp and lifelike. You're thinking that these spires are actually on fire or crumbling or growing vines up the sides.
Yeah, the show has a narrating hologram Jedi who is named, hold on, let me get the name. Tohan Lej is the Jedi, and he's narrating this show as it goes on. And it basically goes through the Skywalker saga from the prequels, so Anakin Skywalker as a little kid, through Return of the Jedi. And then there's more Skywalker story to go. Yeah, as Jeff said, oddly, it only covers the first 6 films. Especially odd since Rey is walking around Batuu.
And especially because Galaxy's Edge takes place in this sequel era.
Yes. Now, had we seen this show before we talked with Michael Serna and Matt Martin, we would have been all over this question. Like, guys, what's going on? Why only the original trilogy and the prequels?
Unless they're waiting for next season of The Force to continue?
Oh, maybe. I would hope so, but I'm just so confused by this choice.
Yeah. Like you said, I wish we had seen the show and then spoken to him because I would have asked the question. It seemed like Lucasfilm for a while was trying to move past the Skywalker saga, but now you're coming back to the Skywalker saga?
Because all the merchandise they're selling is Skywalker saga merch.
So are you saying it all is based on merchandising?
Yes, I am.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. Now, I loved the fact that the spires would change into the landscapes of the planets that we know and love. Like when it got to the Hoth scene and it was all snowy, I was like, oh, it's like Hoth.
And you see that herd of tauntauns
Yes!
running through the spires.
And then when for Naboo, the spires grew these beautiful flowers and foliage on like various parts.
Okay.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah, we don't want to give away too much. I'm sure everyone's already watched it, but
that's true.
But you gotta see it in person.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is our conversation with Chef Adolfo Salazar, who went over the new menu items available in Galaxy's Edge, and I asked him a question after we had stopped recording about the food concepts and what comes first, the name of the item or the actual dish. It's kind of like snakes on a plane. What came first? You know the name
title
came first. Then someone said, let's make a movie around that.
Mm-hmm,
so I was wondering, did the names come first or did the dishes come first? And he said that sometimes they will want to base an entree or a dessert around a planet. So the Disney Research Group, they will look into the coloring of the planet, of the environment, or if something had been mentioned on this planet before, they'll tie into that.
Wow.
So hardly ever does the name come up first. Except for a Wookiee cookie. Come on.
Oh, yeah. You got to have Wookiee cookies.
And that didn't come to me until after we had walked away. Then I came back. It was worth mentioning here because I'd always wondered that.
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
But in the meantime, Adolfo had some great things to say.
My name is Adolfo. I'm one of the chefs here for the Disneyland Resort, help oversee Galaxy's Edge. So this year we're going to something a little bit more different. We reimagine our chicken bao buns that we serve currently. So it's more headed towards a spicy kind of flavor that we're going with. And then we're introducing our new cheese skewer dog. And then we're serving that with a mustard cheese sauce. So if you haven't had that, I strongly recommend you try that. It's a potato cheese skewer dog.
Whoa, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And where can we get this?
This is also at Ronto's Roasters as well.
Oh, okay, Ronto
Yeah.
Roasters. So you're expanding your menu from just the Ronto wraps?
Correct.
Which I love. Honestly, the veggie garden wrap
Right.
is like the one we eat
Yeah,
the most.
everyone loves that one.
Yeah, okay. So that's exciting to know. Now, I also have a question. You add a lot of spice to the foods, and I know for a palate that doesn't like spice as much, like why is there added spice a lot to Star Wars foods?
We want to give a different experience. We want to make sure that we're as close as authentic as possible to the theme of our land. So we just want to we want our travelers to come out and get a different experience. Something that maybe they're not used to or maybe they're not accustomed to seeing in the regular land or a theme park. So this is our way of showing a different way of eating.
Okay, but for those who love sweets, I see you have a tropical whoopie pie here.
Tropical whoopie pie,
Okay.
delicious. That's gonna be at our Tomorrowland. Super, super, super good. And then at Oga's, we have our new Oga's Obsession, strawberry flavor. And then we have our Wookiee cookies that are on the other end of the table.
Awesome. And is there any drink you particularly recommend for this season?
So I have to say this, it has to be the Black Calf. Our famous Black Calf, can't go wrong with it. So it's really, really good. But behind that, I do recommend also try the Kishi and Spice milk tea. I think you will definitely like that. It's very different from the Black Calf.
The Kishi and Spice, what kind of spice is that?
So you have a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of light of cloves, so something very, very different.
And where can we get that?
That's also going to be our Ronto Roasters.
Wow, gotta hit up Ronto Roasters.
Yes, so we're trying to expand the menu there, just to offer more than just our Ronto Roasters wrap.
I think that's a great idea, and I also love how you add items to the popcorn stand.
So we are trying to change those as well. So right now we have a pizza flavor. So if you haven't had that, try it out. We also have our chocolate popcorn. So we trying to find ways to make sure, take normal food and just try to change it and give it a different experience.
Okay.
Does his head move?
So, okay, immediately after we talked to Adolfo and finished up with our media experience, we headed straight over to Ronto Roasters because I really liked the look of this fried Falumpasset cheese skewer. And when he was describing the Keshian spiced milk tea, I was like, ooh, we got to try these things. So, Richard, we're going to go over our favorite food and beverage items that we tried from the day.
The fried Falumpa was set.
Yep.
Falumpa.
Yeah.
which is a beast of burden you'll see on Naboo and on Onderon.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to think that we're eating these big lovable beasts.
Well, we're not, because it's a cheese skewer with crispy potato. So it's actually the cheese. So it's the cow.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
These were good.
Yeah.
And whenever I go through the video that we took and I see these, like, oh, I'm going to go back. We got to, like, order, like, 30 of them and just freeze them to have them on hand.
Oh, so you really like it.
I really like these very much.
Okay, I have something to say because I did post our video, our reel, on Skywalking Pod on Instagram, and I got some interesting comments on it. So apparently, this is like a Korean hot dog. Very yummy, but a creative renaming of what a Korean hot dog is. And it just has no dog in it. Like there's no hot
meat.
Dog part. There's no meat part of it. But apparently the Korean hot dog, it's more of a sweet breading or potato on the outside.
You know what a hush puppy is, people? It's like a cheesy hush puppy.
That too. Yeah, I would liken it more to a hush puppy.
Yeah, it has
absolutely.
That has more of a bumpy outer shell, a fried outer shell.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get away from fried foods, but you know what? We'll make an exception.
Yeah. Also, someone likened it to like fried cheese on a stick that you can get at
a carnival,
a fair. Yeah. Okay, but I really enjoyed this too. I thought it was a little dry, but it does come with this mustard cheese dipping sauce, which really brightens it right up and makes it perfect amount of dryness, sweetness in your mouth. So I really like it.
All right, now you didn't like the Keshian spiced milk. You thought it was too sweet.
Okay, so this is what was described. You know, Adolfo was describing this as it has a bit of, it's a horchata with a bit of cinnamon and a bit of clove. And I was like, ooh, I love those spices. You know, they're kind of like warming spices, right? So I was ready for a nice spiced beverage. And I drank this thing and I practically spit it out. It was so sweet. And me, I like to drink my coffee with just cream, no sugar. Like I like bitter beverages. And so this was like, whoa. I could not handle it.
Yeah, you say cinnamon, but
no, there was no.
I don't recall cinnamon.
All I tasted was sweetness, and all I can think is that those little crispy bits on top that were caramel sugar bits had like been sitting in the milk too long, and the sugar had just seeped into the drink.
Gotcha.
So I don't know, but you tasted it.
I tasted it, and I think by the time I got it, the ice in it had diluted the sweetness. So it wasn't as sweet. And I like a good sweet drink.
Yeah.
It's not something I would order again and again and again, maybe every once in a while. But I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, so the Keshian spiced milk tea is milk tea, horchata jelly, and caramel sugar crisps. So those were sitting on top. So that's what I think made it too much.
Okay.
Fernando says that all sounds delicious. Okay. Thank you. All right, so let's move on to the High Republic, which is the drink in Oga's Cantina that is named after the High Republic, which is why all the authors were there, which is very odd, but yeah. So this is a drink. It's Patron Silver Tequila, triple sec, lime juice, and pure cane and habanero lime syrups topped with red wine. So it has like this two-tone look. And I tasted a little of this. Luckily, BJ ordered it. I tasted a little of it, and it was pretty good. It was kind of odd to mix tequila and red wine, but yeah, it still kind of worked out. The flavors were good, but I wouldn't get it myself. Yeah.
Okay.
However, they did also have the Nutragal Ale, which is white wampa ale, which is a Hefeweizen, yum, 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 with apple cider and cherry puree. And now this is served in the Mythosaur mug. And I did like this because I like Hefeweizen, but I feel like they stinged out on the cherry puree because I could not taste any cherry at all in this beverage. Yeah.
And you get the Mythosaur mug when you get this.
Yes, and there is no option to just get the drink without the mug.
Right, but you can get a larger version over in the marketplace in Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, yes, you're right. Just
Yes.
a regular Mythosaur mug.
And I would, if you want this Mythosaur mug, I'd recommend just going to get the mug itself.
Yeah, it is smaller than the Lothcat mug, just so you know. Like, I thought it would be the size of the Lothcat mug up to his ears, but it's only the size of the Lothcat mug up to the top of his head. And as you know, Lothcats have big ears, so it was pretty small. Okay.
So Maria is liking everything that we're talking about.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Maria. All right, fried chicken bows, those are back from last year. And this was my favorite thing from last year's food, and I think that's why they're back. Because, again, they are really good. This is 2 crispy chicken bows, sweet chili sauce, scallion salad, and cucumber coins. And they had lined up the coins on top very cutely, and they were really yummy.
I like this. It was a little too spicy for me. But I did enjoy the bao. You can't go wrong with bao.
No, you can't. And the bao itself, that kind of breading, really helps mitigate the spice.
Yeah, it was good. And I did like the way that Adolfo had described it. I think that's why we really wanted to get it.
Definitely.
Was because of he sold us on it.
Yes. Now there was one other item we really wanted to try, but we couldn't order. And it's the Galactic Hero Burger. This is at Galactic Grill. It's Angus beef and vegetable patty, Havarti cheese, feta tzatziki sauce, cucumber, tomato, and red onion served on a toasted ciabatta bun. Now, this seems like halfway Greek food. It's like a Greek burger. So I really wanted to try it. And every time we tried to order it on mobile order, it just wouldn't like add to your menu. So either they were out or you couldn't do it mobile order. And we didn't have time that day to go walk up to the window.
Was this available today or is this part of the slow rollout?
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering, if it was a slow roll. So we'll have to try that next week.
Oh,
when we go
done
back.
and done.
Yeah.
Done and done.
Also, they have now Galma chips, but they're pizza flavored and they are really good.
But now, what are they calling pizza flavor on Galaxy's Edge?
They just said pizza flavor on the label.
So pizza is now canon.
Pizza is canon, just like ducks. Nice. Well, next up, we have Natalie Guzman, who talks about all the merchandising. And she was very bubbly and happy to be there to talk about all the stuff that she wanted to add to her personal collection. Let's hear from Natalie.
Amazing. So here we have a lot of incredible new merchandise that's coming to Season of the Force at Disneyland Park. I know one that's catching a lot of people's eyes is this incredible Hoth collection. So you can see how it pays tribute to the beautiful snowy landscape of Hoth. And there's incredible, like these details that you can see that depicts the Battle of Hoth.
Now, I know the lightsabers are huge as well.
Yes.
So let's talk about which ones are these new.
Yeah, so we have new pieces coming to Savi's workshop. As you know, those that come to Savi's are able to build their own lightsaber with a lot of scrap metal, as they call it, that is scavenged throughout the galaxy. So they've come across some new pieces that you'll be able to find. You can see a display of a couple of more right over there.
Oh, so reclaimed and reforged. I heard that means that pirates have gone
That's
out to
right.
the galaxy.
So pirates were able to find a lot of lightsabers throughout the centuries, and Savi scavengers have been able to reclaim that back so that you could build your own lightsaber and be one with the Force and be a champion for the Force.
So what does that mean? Like, it looks like this one's pretty aged very well. So is it a lot of kind of aged pieces?
I believe so. Yeah. So
that's a muzzle of a blaster.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So you can see that like these metal pieces have been like throughout the galaxy for centuries. This isn't new stuff. They've been around for a while.
Can you make it turn colors now? Oh. When will this be available?
Coming soon.
Yes, so as we all know, this is Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber, and we know that he has a blue kyber crystal, so we know his lightsaber is blue. In the Ahsoka series, you do see a moment where Ahsoka has a vision of Anakin Skywalker, and you see that struggle within him as he fights off the dark side. So in that moment, you do see Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber turn to red. I just love it. It's so cool.
If you had to build your own, make your own headband, which little Star Wars characters would you choose?
I think I might do an Ewok and R2-D2.
Okay.
I just remember how, the droids didn't quite get along with the Ewoks when they landed on Endor.
That would be funny to have one Ewok.
Actually, I didn't think about
three
that would be really cute if you have an Ewok in the middle and some stormtrooper helmets surrounding
Not
him.
at all morbid.
Not at all morbid, no.
No, not at all.
But these create your own headbands are available starting today.
And then
we have a little droid, and he's a classic wind-up droid. And it's one of my favorite things about a lot of the things that you can find in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Pay tribute to a lot of classic toys, and this one's just so darling. Ooh, I don't know if I've been able to make it go yet.
Do it. If you don't, I will.
I was like,
Okay. No one's watching.
Oh, he's so smooth.
You can do it. I think I can. Okay.
I think I could pass my whole workday just watching this crawl across my desk.
Took 2 steps. Now, there he goes. There he goes. Oh, look at him. Oh, and where will he be available?
He will be available at Droid Depot, as well as in a Star Wars Trading Post out in downtown Disney District.
And when will he be available?
They'll be coming soon.
Or now. I'll put him back.
That was cute.
All right, and I know that Boba Fett jersey is selling out already.
Yes, it is. So, Boba Fett is probably one of the most well-known bounty hunters out there. So we have a lot of neat styles going on with that baseball jersey. You got to add this one to your collection.
Excellent.
And get a new Vader collection over here.
We have a new Vader collection. Now, this is available starting today with new bag, new Loungefly bag as well. These amazing ears. So, best way to celebrate your favorite villain in the Star Wars saga.
Okay, now this is not new though, right? But
This is
still
new.
goes with the collection. This is new.
Yes. Yes, this is new.
Oh wow, there's some really.
Yeah, you can see that cool. I love the detail on the sleeves.
Yeah, look at that.
A new backpack?
A new backpack as
Oh,
well.
oh,
Look at
look.
that. So take a look at some of that art. Beautiful art. Yeah.
Oh, there's some John Molo and Quarry stuff on there. What is that noise?
There
What is that noise? What
a
is
little
that?
guy.
What is it? What's going on? Come
We'll
here,
give
boy.
you-
Come here, boy.
I think he went to sleep. 1 second.
Give him the Han Solo bang.
You up? He's up.
Come here, boy. Come here.
So we have this incredible new mouse droid.
And he will be, or this will be available at
Star Wars Trading Post in downtown Disney, as well as Droid Depot here in Oddbot 2 in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Does it do anything other than make noise and light up? Like, does it open up?
He does not open up now.
Well, he makes a really good table. I'm gonna put a drink on there. How fast does he go?
Oh, I've not been able to test that out here.
Everyone move. Here we go. Ready? Whoa! Now we're talking. That's some speed. You could do this all day, couldn't you?
I could do this all day, yes.
All right, after all of that merchandise, Richard, are you just salivating? Like, what do you want to add to your collection?
I want to add that mouse droid.
It's so cute, right?
It's cute, and it's about 4 times the size of an actual mouse droid.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't even imagine how much this is going for. It's a remote control mouse droid, and it's the size of a good sized bread box.
At least it's
big.
It's big.
Very,
like,
very big.
I would say 18 inches long by about 8 or 10 inches wide.
Now, they had mouse droids back in the day when Galaxy's Edge first opened.
Well, they
that
were the
actual
popcorn
size.
buckets.
No, they were actual size remote control mouse droids.
Oh.
So why not just stick with that? Once again, I want answers.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even imagine how much this is going to go for.
I don't know. Someone online was like thinking maybe 140.
No.
You think more?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a big. You could actually probably sit on this. Put a small child on this.
Yeah.
Okay, Maria is saying, if I was rich, I would buy everything I laid my eyes on. Us too.
Yes. Okay, yeah. What really stood out to me was that Hoth collection. It's so pretty with the blues and the whites, and the Hoth ears were my favorite part. In fact, now I'm kicking myself that I didn't lift them up and see what was on the back, because all that merchandise is like laid out so nice, you don't feel like you can touch it, but then you start touching things and they're all cool with it. So
that didn't stop you from touching that tauntaun.
I know. Well, that's when I started to touch things. I'm like, oh, cool. But at that point, I didn't think about the ears, so I should have just saw what was on the back. But they're so cute, and I feel like it looks like Disney is moving away from spirit jerseys and introducing those short sleeve baseball jerseys as part of collections more.
You know why? Because Universal Studios has been selling a lot of those. So Disney's taking notice.
Yes. Yeah. Also, that Boba Fett baseball jersey, that was available already. The Hoth collection is not available yet, but the baseball jersey for the Boba Fett was, and that was flying off the shelves. Like, they could not keep sizes in stock in Star Trader where we saw it.
We saw a lot of people walking around with those.
Yes, and it is beautiful. Like, I'm not a huge Boba Fett fan, but I almost want that jersey just because it's so pretty.
Yeah, a nice green, nice shade of green.
It is.
All right, I got to get that Anakin Skywalker lightsaber.
Oh, that's so cool! It changes color.
It's the Ahsoka Anakin Skywalker lightsaber. Meaning it goes from red to blue, blue to red blade, but with the Anakin hilt.
Yeah.
I love that. When we first saw that in Ahsoka, we all thought the same thing.
Yeah.
How soon until that shows up at Galaxy's Edge?
Well, it's gonna be soon. That's right.
Yeah, you would ask Natalie.
Yeah.
So when is this stuff gonna be available?
Oh, soon.
Coming soon.
So funny. Ooh, let's see. Fernando says Boba Fett is my favorite Star Wars character of all time. You would really love this baseball jersey then, Fernando.
Mm-hmm.
And James, welcome, James. Only 60 payments, and you could get your very own mouse droid too.
Done and done. I could probably do it in 58 payments.
Indeed.
All right, now let's move on. Who is going to Star Wars Night? Disney After Dark Star Wars Night. Who was going to this? Slowly raises our hand.
We are now.
We just got an invite from Disney to attend the opening night of Disney After Dark Star Wars Night, and we couldn't be more excited. And we spoke to Megan Roth, who works for Disneyland Special Events, and she was there to tell us all about it, all about this special night. So this is going to be going on from April 8th to May the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And since we had been many times before to Star Wars Night, she was very interested in hearing our feedback and ideas for 2026.
Hi, I'm Megan Roth. I work in special events here at Disneyland, and we are here to talk about Disneyland After Dark Star Wars Night.
So for Disneyland After Dark Star Wars Night, you had it for several years in a row now. So how do you look to keep it fresh each year?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, one, we can't forget about, the big Star Wars fans. You guys are clearly here decked out, ready to celebrate Star Wars. So we want to make sure we have nods to kind of the original fandom. So we have Friends of the Rebellion making appearances, Luke, Leia, Han, Darth Vader will be here. But then how do we think about making sure we've got friends and experiences from some of the newer content? So we'll have friends from Rebels and more of our Galaxy's Edge character appearances. So want to make sure we kind of touch on every part of the fandom to make sure it's relevant for everybody.
I know when the Amidala turned up, that was a very exciting moment for a lot of us fans.
And she is coming back again this year. Oh. Yes, so you'll have a chance to, see her, encounter her, walk by, and maybe see Anakin as well.
We're going to say, because Anakin was quite the dick.
Yes. All right. But I do have some speeder bikes behind you from the Forest of Endor, and maybe we might have some Ewoks coming to do some meet and greets as well. Something that is a favorite, the Gathering of the Resistance with Rey here in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, where everyone brings their lightsabers and we kind of show this force of unity by lighting lightsabers all together. And it's just beautiful. It's breathtaking. Our lightsaber instructional, which we have had for a few years, is actually moving to Fantasyland Theater. So it's going to allow for a lot more folks to participate and just kind of make it something new. So as I say, whether you're, you've never picked up a lightsaber or you know how to wield one like a Jedi Master, it's going to be a fun experience.
One thing I've noticed about the After Dark events this year is that the merchandise has really stepped it up. So was there a specific plan, or did you change like who was creating the merchandise?
It was just about really getting ahead of it with our merchandising partners and how can we really work together earlier on to create some really amazing product that speaks to the event but also speaks to the fans that are there. So I think we've got 2 tees, a hoodie, a pin, a tumbler, some really great mini ear headbands. So lots of fun stuff this year. So I love that you caught that. But one thing I will say about this event, which I really love, is even if you are not a huge Star Wars fan, this is a really fun party to go to because we've got DJs, we've got the live band, we've got awesome character encounters, photo ops, all the food and beverage you could want. And maybe you walk in not a huge fan, maybe just kind of semi-familiar, but you leave a big fan because it's such a great time.
Figuring Day On and the Modal Notes.
Yes.
Love them.
Yes.
Will they have an expansion of their set list?
Oh, you'll have to wait and see and be surprised by it. But I can probably guarantee as much as I could that we'll at least hear the world famous Cantina song. So we'll at least hear that, I'm sure.
Will he collaborate with Max Rebo?
I say nothing.
Okay, one last thing. Please tell Anakin to take the night off, okay?
Oh, no. Yeah. Anakin will be there.
No, that's okay.
We will make sure to save a special meet and greet for a very special guest.
So Megan Roth, she was a Disneyland ambassador.
Yeah. She said about 10 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and you could tell. I mean, she had media training. She was on the ball. We loved speaking with her. And she really took our feedback to account.
Yeah. So once again, 2026, I want to see the modal nodes combined with the Max Rebo band. Come on, Megan. You can do it.
And a bigger set list. Play the same song.
All right, then we spoke with the many authors of the High Republic series. And we were a little confused as to why they were there.
Why they were there, like, as people to talk to.
Yeah.
Because they weren't involved in creating the event.
In this media section, they were like tables the media could go from table to table to table to talk to these people. And here they were, like
6 authors, 6 people all crowded around one of those little high top tables.
And the only connection was that High Republic drink at Olga's Cantina. But are you going to bring in 6 authors for that one?
It was very odd.
One drink?
And it is like the High Republic is ending right now. Like literally this week, Claudia Gray's final novel just released.
Oh my goodness.
For High Republic.
So yeah, Claudia Gray was there, Alyssa Wong, Charles Soule, Cavan Scott, Zoraida Cordova, and George Mann. So let's roll into this because we had a lot of fun talking about their go-to attractions, who was just Rebel Spy, and why Marva wears a red jumpsuit in Andor.
Well, okay, so we have High Republic authors here at Season of the Force at Disneyland. So let's go around. And what is your favorite ride to hit up first here at Disneyland?
I mean, Rise of the Resistance was pretty awesome. And, it's not Star Wars, but Pirates of the Caribbean's pretty great.
Okay.
I feel like same. It's so good. I'm a sucker for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. This is only like my second time I think here, so yeah.
Mr. Toad has to happen.
Oh my God, wild!
I was telling you the last time I was here, it was on Star Wars night, and 2 people costumed as Ewoks got on the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride ahead of us. We're like, that is objectively the best thing you can see on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
You'll never know what you'll see here at Disneyland.
Yeah.
So my usual go-to first ride at Disneyland is the Indiana Jones ride, which was closed this time, which was shattering. So I went to my second go-to, which would be Space Mountain, Hyperspace Mountain this weekend, which is pretty great.
The Haunted Mansion, obviously, because, foolish mortals, that's where you got to go.
This is actually my first time at Disneyland and my second time at Disney overall. I'm Zoraida, hello. Hyperspace Mountain, I really like that one.
For me, it's a toss-up between the Haunted Mansion and Rise of the Resistance. I think probably Rise.
What?
I know Charles loves Haunted Mansion as well, but like, Rise of the Resistance probably edged it out for me.
All right, has anyone been on Star Tours while they've been here?
Twice already.
We
All right.
wound up pod racing.
And
then where did we
Naboo.
Naboo.
And then we
Kashyyyk yesterday. Kashyyyk and the Purgils.
I wasn't on the Kashyyyk Ahsoka.
With Cassie and Andor being very jolly.
I was so
was a very happy
sad to miss Cassie and Andor. I'm starting a small church.
He was a bit
devoted
winky.
to
He was a bit
Andor.
like, come and join the Resistance and the rebels.
He's very handsome.
And Claudia was the spy.
Oh,
and
I was the spy. Okay, twinsies. We're the rebel spies today. Woo!
All right, raise your hand if you've never been Rebel Spy. See, this is my group right over here. Never been Rebel Spy.
He's never been. Spy. Does that count? I mean,
I am a Rebel Spy reject.
Imperial Spy.
I remember like the red light came on me and was like, oh, that's funny. They make it look like it's at every single person. They're like, no, it's you. I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
I'm so glad it was you because that was my worst nightmare. Like my face pop up on that thing. Like.
Okay, now let's talk about some of the important characters of Star Wars, like Jackson. If Jackson were here, where would he go first, and what kind of delicacies would he enjoy?
Well, he'd like a corn dog, obviously, because they are a pinnacle of culinary excellence. I was very happy we had those before we went on Thunder Mountain. Yeah. Anyway, Jackson would love it all. I mean, he's a fun-loving guy, but he would like the cantina. And in the cantina, he would like the brand new High Republic drink, which is available from today. Because he just loves that stuff. He can't get enough. It does turn him green after a while, but no one notices.
Yeah.
Okay, now, who'll be the first one to add hoojibs to their next story? Takers? Takers?
Hey, I've already been there, you know.
We just love the hoo
Yes.
Any space rabbits are cool.
Yes. See, like, this is the exact sort of outfit that makes me feel like, why aren't we just wearing clothes
All
like
the
this?
time.
Because
Yeah,
it actually seems like super comfortable and very flattering.
It's beautiful.
Although
thank
what I
you.
really want is like why Disney hasn't come up with like women's wear based on Mon Mothma's outfits in Andor.
Well, that's because none of us are 5'10" and like.
But no,
tiny.
literally everyone I've talked to has been like, that's actually how I want to dress. Like it looks very elegant, but
Yes.
also very free flowing.
Yes.
I want to go back to the red jumpsuit like Jackson. Big Jackson fans over here.
There we go.
It's never a bad time for a red
I wouldn't wanna
jumpsuit,
be
as
wearing
Marva
that.
Andor proves.
Yeah.
Do you know the story behind her jumpsuit?
Marva Andor? No.
Yeah.
What's her?
Basically, when they were talking to the great Fiona Shaw, about this, they're like, and the customer was like, "What are you wearing when you feel the most yourself?"
Oh.
And she's like, honestly, I have this green jumpsuit I go gardening in, and that's all I do in it, but that's my favorite thing. And they're like, "We'll work with that," and they made it in red. For her.
Oh, how fun!
Isn't that neat?
That's
I love that.
awesome.
I love that.
Oh my gosh.
Exclusive! Okay, don't share that with anybody else, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, not
and
Mike
just
over
said
here.
what
No.
the
That's
end of the High
yours. It's
Republic
your
is.
list.
Have you just
Yes,
said what-
yes, I told them
No one else has to ask you
everything.
Jackson
Yeah.
questions either, okay? They do. Come on.
And then it turns out they were all Jawas all the time.
Whoa, more exclusives!
Yes! They were Jawas standing on each other's shoulders wearing Jedi robes. That is the truth behind the High Republic.
wait.
So
Flaming fire.
So we walked over to these authors, and Sarah, I got to hand it to you because you jumped right into favorite attractions. All right, everyone, you're here at Disneyland. What are your favorite attractions?
So I literally opened my mouth not knowing what I was going to say, and that's what popped out.
And it was perfect because what else are you going to say? Are we going to talk about the High Republic? But we're not here for the High Republic. We're here for Season of the Force.
Yeah.
So it was very confusing, but you stepped up and you hit a home run.
And they had fun with us too.
I think they had more fun because it wasn't standard answers.
Plus, a lot of the media there, they're writers. They're not like interviewers or podcasters. And I don't know how many of the media actually went up to them. So they were all excited to talk to someone.
Yeah, about something. I'm sure they've talked about the High Republic until the twin suns have set.
Yeah.
So this time they get a chance to talk about something personal, like their favorite attraction. And then Claudia started going off, say, hey, here's something you probably don't know. Do you know why Marva wears the red jumpsuit? It's like, we're all ears. At that point, we had kind of ended the conversation, but hey, let's go on with some more.
Mm-hmm. So great. That was some great insight into that.
Yeah, and any chance to talk about Jackson, I'm there. All right, so Skywalkers, have you been to Season of the Force? Are you all prepared now after our breakdown? Are you excited to see Shadows of Memory, a Skywalker saga? You got to see it in person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Shoutouts, Skywalker shoutouts. Which Skywalkers get props from here in Neverland? Who was tweeted out? Shout out. Who was photobombed? Shout out. Who was shared a post? Shout out.
So this is one of our favorite parts of the show. Every month we get to thank you, the Skywalking Force, for all of your contributions, and we can't thank you enough. So let's read out everyone who is part of what makes this show possible.
So thank you to Anthony Kakias,
Blessed Cheesemaker,
Bryn McKinnon,
Carl Fox,
Chica Fent,
Christopher Marino, whose birthday is today.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Christopher.
Yay. Courtney Turkel,
Dale Erdman,
Darren Irvine,
Dave Kerwin,
Don Glover,
Derek Beebe,
Glenn Stein,
Goalie Rob,
Jeff Caffrey,
hey Jeff, Jeremy and Heather Hunt,
Joey Pittman,
John Liang,
John Zancanaro,
Jonathan Chiato,
Jordan Paley,
Julie Caruana,
Julian James Gildersleeve,
hey Julian James,
Cato Toby Ryder,
Justin Smith,
Kelly Turkel,
Kristen Carr,
Laura Bryce,
Leanne Nelson,
Meredith Duckworth,
Michael Corbett,
Michael Nip,
Mike Ward,
Nancy Steinman,
Patrick Pine,
Patty Hammond,
Patty Nazarian,
Peter and Norma Heitman,
hey, Reynold Gobey,
Ryan Wiltberger,
Sasha Barrios,
Scott Carmichael,
Scott Hume,
Taryn Bench,
Wesley Meecombs,
William Megalio,
and Win Patterson. Thank you to one and to all. Fernando in the Sky Chat is reaching out and wishing Christopher a happy birthday.
Yay.
Yay. So I know I keep saying this again and again, but I can't say it enough. Thank you everyone for contributing as much as you do. We really, really appreciate it. And you're the only reason why we get to do this every single week.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up episode 509 of
Skywalking Through Neverland.
We want to thank Disney for inviting us to Season of the Force. And again, we want to thank all of you Skywalkers who listen every week or watch every week. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Skywalking Through Neverland. And you can also find us on socials at Skywalking Pod.
Now, do you have things that you want to share? Well, we do. So every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, we go on YouTube and we live stream a show where we get you involved. You can come on, tell us what you've done that week, something that you've added to your collection, and we go over what we've done during the week. Like this last week, we shared some more Season of the Force fun nuggets, including a little tiff I had with a Star Tours cast member.
That's right. And some merchandise.
And
from
some
WonderCon.
merchandise and WonderCon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we do trivia.
Yes.
We do. We try out some of our trivia so you get a chance to tell us what you think of it. So we do a little beta testing.
It's really fun. Now, are you interested in our books? Autographed copies of Today in Star Wars History, Parts 1 and 2 are available. Hardcover only here, available at skywalkingthroughneverland.com/book. We also have our interactive notebook, which makes a great gift for May the 4th or any Star Wars fans in your life or any kids, because it's an interactive notebook called Skywalking Through My Fandom.
Now, do you want to support the Skywalking Network more than you already do? Well, consider supporting us through the Skywalking Force, which is our Patreon. The Skywalking Force has access to bonus content in the form of our Zoom and StreamYard discussions on the past Disney Plus shows, going from WandaVision to Skeleton Crew. In a couple of weeks, we'll be doing Andor. And you can get a coupon code to use for our books. And this bonus content begins at only a very, very low price of $5 a month.
Yes. We should also say that some of the perks may include us reaching out in case we have extra passes to certain cons. You may get an invite to those for free. So that's like San Diego Comic-Con coming up. We got several Skywalkers in.
Mm-hmm.
So head to skywalkingforce.com and have a look at the options. And thank you so much to those of you who are part of the Skywalking Force. We shout you out each month.
Now, we want to thank our sponsor once again, Small World Vacations, for their continued support. Thinking of a trip to a Disney park, a Disney cruise, or the Universal Studios theme parks? Oh my goodness, so excited about that. Well, you can fill out a Get a Quote form at smallworldvacations.com today. Their vacation planning service is free of charge, so check it out and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you, and we'll see you at Dark Universe.
Ooh.
Now, we are part of the Skywalking Network.
Skynet.
Where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes. A new episode just went out yesterday.
Star Wars Ologies. Those episodes, including The Science of Disneyland, will be coming out in the next couple weeks.
The Max Effects Podcast.
The Neverland Clubhouse.
Totally Tell Me Everything.
And the YouTube shows Collectopolis, which a new episode of that will be coming out this week.
And Today in Star Wars History. Now, don't forget to stick around for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show. And
always remember,
if you're going to do a slow rollout, do it a little faster.
And
Neverland on Alderaan.
These are so weird. Okay.
All right, now, for this next part, should I put more on my head?
Yes.
Hey, look at those names to the left. They are part of the Skywalking Force, our Patreon.
Become a producer yourself and check out all the Disney Plus themed bonus content available depending on the level you subscribe.
Become a member of the elite Skywalking Force at skywalkingforce.com.